Namaskar, friends. This is NJ, your host on this channel. So, friends, just because we are very close to the year 2026, and very soon you will see that YouTube is going to be flooded with from people from astrology community posting their views, their forecast videos. So, I just thought that before I will straight away start posting individual rising sign 2026 prediction videos and all, let me just give you a sneak peek of how planets are going to be behaving this year and what kind of gifts, blessing, cautionary things you have to be aware about for this year. I've already uploaded, guys, the personal year from numerology perspective yearly prediction videos. If you haven't watched that, my earnest request to watch that as well. Numerology, astrology, they both go hand in hand. So if something is being promised from your astrological chart, the numerology prediction, numerology analysis will also point in the same direction. This is what I have found in my years of research and client consultation experience. So do check that videos out as well. And for this video, guys, I will just try to give you a perspective that how planets are going to be behaving. And after having a thorough discussion on that, we will briefly look at all the rising signs as well. And whatever you feel like that, which specific area you want me to cover when I will start posting videos, customized individual to the rising signs. So I will take that into consideration as well. Whatever you will suggest me in the comment section. So, okay, guys, we will start our discussion. First of all, we will just pray to Lord Ganesha, who is the god of the auspicious beginnings and all. And obviously, we all have high hopes and expectation for this year. So, we all need the blessings of the Lord Ganesha, that we do not find any obstacles in meeting our goals for this year. So, Om Vakratun Mahakaya Suryakoti Samprabha Nirvikhnam Kurumedeva Sarvakareshu Sarvada. Om Ekdantaye Vidmahe Vakratundaye Dhimahi Tanno Danti Prachodayat. So, okay, guys, I will first give you a brief overview of like how the major slow-moving planets are going to be behaving this year, and then we will dive deeper into studying the impact of all these slow-moving planets customized to your rising sign. So, guys, I'm sure that a lot of you who are accustomed to keeping yourself updated about the astrology updates and all. So generally the yearly predictions are done, yearly assessment is done on the basis of assessing the movement of the slow moving planets. And with slow moving, I meant planet Saturn, planet Jupiter, Rahu and Ketu. And obviously, if you following Vedic astrology, you cannot overlook the importance of the Panchang. So what is the Samvatsar? Who is the king? Who is the minister? So all of that, we will try to look at it briefly. So, okay, guys, starting first with the preceptor, the guru, which is the planet Jupiter. So, guys, the best thing which I like about this year, after my hours of study and research on the planet's movement this year, the best part is that you will definitely find a purity in the essence of the functioning of the planet this year. Now, why I'm saying this thing? Because Jupiter, if you will pay attention, is going to be transiting first in its own nakshatra, Punarvasu, which it owns. When it will move to the Pushya nakshatra, with Pushya is being ruled by the planet Saturn, but the god or the Devata, the deity which preside over the Pushya, that is the planet Jupiter, like Brahaspati, Guru. And even in the Shlesha, Jupiter has the tendency, potential to give good results, especially if you are into any investigative work or any cleansing which needs to be done through some ritual, through some purification process. So Jupiter in the Shlesha gives very good result over there. Lot many scientists, people in the pharmacy, medicine have to be found with the combined effect of the Jupiter and the Shlesha. So the purity which I was talking about. So Jupiter being in its own friendly domain, Rahu-Ketu, like Rahu is going to be transiting not only in Aquarius but in the Sattvisha nakshatra which it owns, Ketu in the Magha, Saturn in the Uttar Bhadrapada nakshatra. So you will definitely see a lot of the purity in this year, especially with the functioning of the planets. Not like something which we have witnessed in the year 2025, many deals behind the closed doors, the global leaders acting very whimsical, unpredictable. So it's not, the tendency of that is going to be slightly less for this year. Okay, guys, now talking about the planet Jupiter first. So Jupiter will start the year with being in the Gemini, in the Punarvasu Nakshatra, being in a retrograde. We all know that when a planet is retrograde, it somehow works on the like pending things, unfulfilled promise, and there is always a surprise element over there. And there is a lot of the chestabal, power of the efforts in the retrograde energy of a planet. So it's a good sign. On March 10th, Jupiter will turn direct, being again in the Punarvasu. I've been saying this thing. Jupiter and the Punarvasu connection is very supportive. People who are looking for a second marriage, you you started something, you did not find success in the initial few attempts, you were even considering thinking about quitting or giving up, and suddenly something happened. You saw the hope. So this is the typical domain of the Punarvasu. On June 1st, Jupiter will enter the Cancer zodiac sign again, which it left in 2025 on December 3rd. So finally, it will again enter back in its full glory. It's in the Atichari motion in 1 year, covering 3 zodiac sign. It means whatever blessing you want from the Jupiter, the results are going to be fast, and you have to be eligible in terms of your your virtues, because Jupiter rewards the virtues, how good qualities you have in your personality. So on June 18th, guys, Jupiter will transit in the Pushya Nakshatra, a very good sign for the nourishment and also for attainment of the tangible material things, which brings comfort, happiness, prosperity in the family life. Jupiter will be combust from July 14th till August 13th. Jupiter will enter in the Ashlesha Nakshatra on August 18th, which is a very good sign. If you're connected with medicine, pharmacy, poisonous things, espionage, spying, investigative work, occult, sadhana, it is very good for that. October 30, Jupiter will enter the Leo zodiac sign. And now, guys, we know this thing that Ketu will finally, Rahu-Ketu axis will change signs as per the mean node calculation in the month of the December, in the first week of the December. So that means November is going to be the month when there could be a tight conjunction of the Jupiter and Ketu. So it will activate some pur punya in your case. The blessing will manifest. And because Leo is like a zodiac sign of elegance, of charm, of fame, originality. So in this domain, you will experience the results. So yes, guys, this is about the planet Jupiter. When we talk about the Saturn, so Saturn will start the year being in the Pisces in the Purvhadrapada. Purvhadrapada has got, see, when Saturn is in the Purvhadrapada, there's a lot of the darkness which is generally attached with it. Saturn's influence in the Purvhadrapada. And the way I mentioned this year, a lot of the spying, espionage, world leaders like getting into alliances behind closed doors, what is happening, the public has been put in dark, they do not know what's happening and all. So with Pur Bhadrapada, there is always that kind of energy. And guys, finally on January 19th, Saturn will enter in the Uttar Bhadrapada Nakshatra. We know this thing that Saturn's transit to Uttar Bhadrapada, the general theme is of the karmic closure, enduring discipline, and spiritual maturity. So it's a very good sign for that. Saturn will transit in the Revati Nakshatra, guys, in the on May 17th. So we know this thing that with Revati, it has to do with the karmic rewards, final surrender, liberation for a new path. So especially if anything in your life is connected with the foreign land, with spirituality, with rituals, it's going to be a very beneficial time. Saturn will turn retrograde on July 26th and enter back in the Uttar Bhadrapada Nakshatra on October 9th. And finally, Saturn will be from retrograde to direct on December 10th. But the main area where you have to pay attention that in this year, Jupiter primarily is going to be transiting in the domain of the Uttar Bhadrapada and Revati Nakshatra only. So we will talk about that customized to your rising sign once that section will come. Now guys, when we talk about Rahu, so Rahu is going to be starting the year being in the Aquarius in the Sadabhisha, in the purest of its domain. It is one of the best placement of Rahu to be placed in, whether you are connected with technology, with healing, international diplomacy, politics, any espionage, investigative work. Very good placement of Rahu to being not only in the Aquarius but within Aquarius in the Sadpisha in its own domain. So you will see many social media like celebrities, like the only person which I know which has who has actually become globally very famous is like Mr. Beast, because these days with the YouTube and all, there have been many famous people in all the genre, all the categories. But yeah, there will be the rise of many people, like especially in the tech sector, because of some remarkable achievements. So all of that can happen. On August 1st, guys, like Rahu will enter the Dhanishta Nakshatra. It's going to be a very amazing money making time when Rahu is going to be in the Dhanishta Nakshatra. It's one of the very good wealth creation kind of combination. And finally, guys, on December 5th, Rahu will enter the Capricorn zodiac sign. So its 18 months stay in the Aquarius is going to be over, and now it will lay foundation to, like we know this thing, that your desires, your ambition will create more karma, and for many people potential and chance of recognition, success, attainment of position and power will happen in this phase. When we talk about from Ketu's perspective, guys, so Ketu will start the year being in the Leo in the Pur Falguni Nakshatra. Now we know this thing that, see, when we talk about Ketu in the Pur Falguni, the theme is like it has to do with the detachment from the pleasure, karmic re-evaluation of love, and creative liberation. So a lot is dependent on that, like because especially for people who have got their moon being in the Pur Falguni, they might have difficult time to deal with this energy, because Pura Falguni is a very lovey-dovey kind of energy, and Ketu can take you to the core of the things, and this is not how you feel in the human relations. See, going to the core and the depth might help in the divine love, in spirituality. But when we talk about a very material, luxury, comfort loving nakshatra, so the Ketu's presence might be a troublesome time for many people. But the good thing is that this self doubt and self questioning will take you towards the source, means, and medium of, like long term fulfillment, pleasure, contentment, rather than temporary things. On March 28th, guys, like Ketu will enter in the Magha Nakshatra. Magha is its own domain. I always say Ketu represents those people who are the chosen one, So, like you will see that even in the world, rise of many spiritual people, spiritual leaders, and they will have that authority and that mastery and control over the mass sentiments. And why I'm saying this thing, guys, that because you will soon get to know that even from the Panchang perspective, like the king, the Raja, the king for this year is somehow planet Jupiter. So yeah, religion, ideologies will definitely be like having a major say. And again, guys, the whole domain of the Magha, again, it's in the Leo. And lately these kind of news have been coming in, where like even in the countries, like it was recently in the news, I do not know what to believe or what not to believe, that once this vice president of America, like JD Vance, initially he was proud of his wife's Hindu roots, and he is like a very true loyal Christian and all. But lately, like he just misspoke, or he gave this like in one of his speech, he said this thing that I would be happy or glad if even my wife will convert to Christianity. So these kind of statements have never come from, because with America it's all encompassing, all accepting of all faith, all belief system, making their country great. And yeah, so that's what I'm trying to say. So the Ketu influence somehow makes someone slightly fundamental and slightly like rigid in terms of your belief system, your culture and all. But again, for the attainment of position, power, ascension, it's a good sign. And finally, guys, on December 5th, Ketu will enter the Cancer zodiac sign on December 5th. Now, when we talk about the Samvatsar, the Panchang, guys, so I'll just read it out for everyone's sake. Yeah. The Hindu New Year in 2026, commencing on Thursday, March 19th, 2026, marks the beginning of Vikram Samvat 2083 and the 40th year in the 60-year cycle named Prabhava Samvatsar. So, see, a lot of the things are like just a general common knowledge. We know that if Jupiter is going to be the king, the ruling planetary council Mantri Mandal for the new Samvatsar determines the general tenor of the year in terms of the politics, economy, climate, and the public life. So how we decided, it's very simple. The planet whose weekday coincides with the start of the new year, our Chaitra Shukla Pratipada, the date on that day is like it's a Thursday on that day, March 19th. So because Thursday is connected with the Jupiter, so the king is Guru, it's Jupiter. The significance of it, when Jupiter is the king, it generally signifies a year of moral values, spiritual growth, and wisdom for the whole world. The positive effect of it, there may be an increase in the religious activities, education and knowledge sharing, justice and law and order tend to be stable, favorable growth in financial and banking sectors. The negative effect could be a slight potential of that. Jupiter's rule can sometimes lead to excessive pride, religious fundamentalism, or a focus on tradition that hinder progress. When we talk about the mantri, guys, so the mantri is the lord of the weekday on which the sun transit into the sign of Aries, the Mesh Sakranti. So this event typically happens. See, this is the general thing, like obviously based on your geographical location and all. And I'm sure even with this Panchang and all, so from the southern part, from the northern part, from the Gujarat side, so you will find different calculation. So I'm just presenting what I follow. So the transit of the sun into Aries will happen on Tuesday, April 14th, 2026. So therefore, the mantri minister is likely to be Mangal, as Tuesday is ruled by planet Mars, the planet of action and war. So guys, look at it in this way. See now what's happening. If the king is planet Jupiter, it's a very good sign. If Jupiter becomes so, you can see the fairness. But the concern is that the minister is Jupiter is much better in the advisory role. So the advisor has become the king, and the advisor is like planet Mars now. So now we know this thing that this the in US as well, they have changed the Department of Defense to Department of War. And even the current secretary, this guy Pete Hexeth, see he's a likable guy, but the thing is there's a lot of aggression, and there have been those news that where like where US has almost announced that anything can happen around the Venezuela anytime. They even announced the NOTAM around the some of the neighboring islands. And see, this was the whole theme of this year 2025. Even like India also announced NOTAM in many places around its borders. So I mean to say, it's a typical case when your uh, state secretary of war has that kind of Martian energy. And next year, because again Mars is the minister, is the advisor, so we can expect something like this aggression. We will see this thing. But the good thing is that the combination is not like that. The mantri or the minister is Mars, and the king is also like Saturn, like a ruthless planet. At least the king is Jupiter. So there's definitely going to be a fairness which you will see. Or this could be a case that countries will wage war, justifying it to be fair. So yeah, we'll see what will happen. So yeah, so the Lord of the weekday, we discussed that. So the mantri will be the Lord of the weekday on which Mesh Sankranti occurs. The transit of the sun into Aries happens on Tuesday, April 14th. Therefore, the mantri is likely to be Mangal, Tuesday ruled by Mars. Area of influence, the mantri controls defense, law enforcement, land, and energy. So, with Mars as the mantri, the focus will be on the security, defense, and power dynamics. The administration may become more aggressive, decisive, and action oriented. The positive effect is going to be quick decision making, swift action against corruption, and a strengthening of the defense sector. Projects related to land and infrastructure may see rapid execution. Now, negative could be because potential for increased conflict, political instability, and social unrest, fire related accidents, wars, or natural calamities may be a concern. And yeah, guys, the so this is for the year next year. Thus, this is what the samvatsar is. Parabhav. So the definition of it is over here. Wait. The Prabhava is the 40th year in the 60-year cycle. The literal meaning of the Sanskrit word Prabhava is defeat, humiliation, or ruin. However, in a cyclical sense, it can also imply the end of phase before a new one begins. So, in Vedic astrology, a Prabhava year is often associated with the following predictions. Like if we talk about the politics or the global politics, wait, guys, sorry. Yeah. So the year may be marked by the defeat or downfall of a strong, arrogant leaders or regimes. There could be significant political setbacks or humiliation for ruling powers, leading to major changes in the government structure or international alignments. So, if in any part of the world any global leader has been acting very like a tyrant, very arrogant and all, so might have to face the setback, might have to face the humiliation. That's what it means. In terms of the economy, guys, there is a potential for economic downturn or struggle where wealth accumulation becomes difficult for many people. It may be a period where existing financial structure are challenged or face defeat. When we talk about from the society's point of view, society may witness an erosion of ethical values or an increase in conflicts and dispute. People may speak harsh words and engage in quarrels. Climate and agriculture, guys. So the year is generally considered moderate to inauspicious for agriculture. There is a potential for erratic rainfall which can affect the crops. Disease and epidemics may also be a point of concern. So the combined rule of the Jupiter, the Raja, Mars, the Mantri in a Prabhava year generally suggests the combination of all these three entities. The noble, wise intention of King Jupiter may be executed by the aggressive, decisive hand of Minister Mars. A possible scenario where moral or legal conflicts are settled decisively or even militarily, leading to a challenging but ultimately transformative year where the old ways are defeated to make way for the new. And again, guys, see, this is how you have to understand. For example, when we talk about in the case of the America, so they are being their country's chart as per the Madini Jyotish is ruled by the Leo. So we know this thing that for the Leo, Mars becomes like the Yokarak planet for them. For a country like Pakistan, now Pakistan is connected with the Aries rising, and we have seen that like or obviously like the hierarchy of the power resides with the military in Pakistan. But these days, the way they have been coming out forefront, like more than the country's prime minister or president, it's the field marshal which is being invited everywhere. So it means these countries will definitely be very provoked very soon, easily provoked, and will resort to aggression, military action very fast. That is what I'm trying to say. But when we talk about countries like Russia, we talk about like Israel, there you will see more of the Saturn and the Mercury energy. So you will still see some sort of restraint over there and long-term planning vision over there in their decision, in their actions. So now, guys, after that, this is the part, very important part for me. So yeah, guys, if you like, obviously, all of this work requires a lot of research and all. So if you want to support me through any donations, this is the PayPal link for that. If you want to book your readings for 2026, you want to start the year. So this is the link for that, which you will also find in the description of this video. And the general appreciation, guys, like the video, share, subscribe. It definitely motivates any content creator. Now, guys, now let's start our discussion briefly looking at that how it is going to be impacting, like this year is going to be impacting all the rising signs. Now, looking at for the Aries. So now, guys, a lot of the good stuff is happening for you. Um, I will definitely come up with another elaborative exclusive video for you. But right now, I'm just giving you an overview. So I'm sorry. As you can see that Saturn is going to be transiting majorly in the Uttar Bhadrapada Nakshatra. So guys, the thing is Saturn is going to be working in its purest of the essence. If right now in your life, anything which is connected with the foreign land, foreign settlement, or anything connected with the spirituality, like import export nature of work, so stars are going to be very supportive for you. I do not have to stress this thing that this year 2025 would have been very stressful. Yeah, the whole numerology universal year vibration of was of the number 9 of the planet Mars only. But still after that, there was a lot of the confusion, illusion, because Rahu was poor Bhadrapada. Like even in terms of the nakshatra, if you will just look at Rahu's placement in the house, it looks like to be dignified, but it was like Rahu and Saturn for a major portion of the time. They both were in the same nakshatra, nakshatra of the darkness, unpredictability, fluctuation. Saturn also gave its third aspect to your second house. So many Aries Lagna client of mine have complained about being lost in their career. Many fluctuation in their inflow of the income. And also guys, with Jupiter being in the third house, it's a Mandakaraka avastha for the planet Jupiter. So a lot of the fluctuation, I'm sure in the year 2025 you would have experienced, but now in the year 2026, this year, you know that whatever is happening, what is the reason for that? So it's not going to be deluded, confused, procrastinated actions. It's going to be like life will put you in a places, and will make you come in contact with those people who will serve some purpose. So I'm not seeing much of the confusion, delays in this year. As you sow, so you will reap, and result will be extracted, and result will come in a much faster way compared to the year 2025. And if you are doing something in the realm of the social media, anything connected with the tech, anything connected with the healing, because again guys, your 10th and the 11th lord is there in the 12th house. All the hospitals, healing, past life regression, therapy, akashic record, everything is 12th house. And Rahu is also going to be there in the Sadvisha, very strong. So if you are in the medicine, pharmacy, nursing, in all these fields, it's a very good year for you. If you're connected with the sectors of the technology, it's a very good year for you. And if you're like trying to settle down, establish yourself in a foreign land, like your life is going through some major transition, so stars and the omens will definitely support you. Along with that guys, when we talk about, because see, Rahu Ketu axis will change almost at the end of the year. So like when 11 month would have passed, then they will shift. So I will not give much focus on Rahu 10th house Rahu and the 4th house Ketu, but I will definitely talk about this axis of the planet Jupiter. Third house is, see, third, fourth, fifth has got a lot to do with initiation of the action, feeling secure and fulfilled, and then marketing, promotion, recognition, visibility, having all power concentrated at with you. So if you're doing something in the realm of the education, training, advisory roles, so stars are going to be very supportive for you. Anything to do with the, like, buying a house, concerns of the childbirth, all the prosperity giving things in the life, that can happen. This could be in a material way, like for certain people having their own house gives them security, and for certain people it's like being devoted to your partner, having a family which loves you, which takes care of you. So that gives them contentment. So in whichever way, whether from the material way, whether from the tangible way, or whether from a human relations point of view, this year has got lot to offer it to you, lot to give it to you. And blessing will play a very significant role, because when we talk about Jupiter, it's your ninth lord. So that means because of the support of the luck, for many people, maybe this year your house will be built. For many people, the childbirth will happen. For many people, some sudden opportunity will be found in a foreign land, or some sudden breakthrough, some big investments, sudden rise to fame. So all that can happen in this year for the Aries Lagna. So yes, guys, these are the dates. Like we know this thing that your ascendant lord is going to be exalted on January 15th. So the major, the year will start on a very uplifting note. So the year in itself will start, because we know this thing that at the beginning of the year only, like Saturn on January 19th would have transited to its own nakshatra, Uttar Bhadrapada. Rahu will start the year being in its own nakshatra. So Jupiter is already going to be there in the Punarvasu nakshatra. So like energy is going to be very pure. And what pushes it in your favor is your ascendant lord being exalted. So Mars initially only at the beginning of the year only will cover its conjunction with some important planets, like Mars being conjunct with Rahu in the 11th house, sudden rise to fame, recognition. Mars being there with Saturn in the 12th house. Again, if you are in the engineering, technical field, it might be a time of blessing for you. So this is how guys it is going to be working out for the Aries Lagna natives. It is just a brief overview guys. I will come back again with an elaborative exclusive video only for you guys. Now let's move ahead guys. Now when we talk about the Taurus, so for the Taurus Lagna guys, what is going to be happening this year for you, that the energy of the Saturn will flow in your 11th house. That means Saturn being in the Uttar Bhadrapada nakshatra. That means this year friends will actually guide you, counsel you very well. Like whatever path is meant for you, whatever your career goals and objectives are, your friends, your people in your network circle will actually play a very significant role over there. We all know this thing guys, that Saturn's transit from the 11th house is the house of the attainment. Like, Saturn in its whole journey of the zodiac belt would have made you struggle. It has already made you work hard for whatever things like could be yours, are rightfully yours. And now when Saturn enters in the 11th house, see, any planet which enters in the 11th house, it is hard bent on giving you something. This is the house of giving things, and the 12th house is the house of taking away from you, taking things away from you. So I mean to say, this could be a good time when Saturn is going to be there in your 11th house, in the Uttar Bhadrapada nakshatra. So like the way I mentioned when I was talking about the general theme of Saturn being in the Uttar Bhadrapada. So when we talk about Saturn's Uttar Bhadrapada transit, it has got more to do with the like spiritual maturation. We say that like all the delays which you would have been experienced, the Uttar Bhadrapada nakshatra in itself means the latter blessed foot. So it means that like you do the hard work in the first half, and the second half, the time of the reaping of the returns of the results, generally comes when Saturn is in the Uttar Bhadrapada. Along with that, guys, Rahu is going to be there in the Sadbhisha in the 10th house. If you are connected with the tech sector, with social media, with anything to do with the diplomacy, investigative work, medicine, healing, spirituality, it's going to be a time of the blessing. 10th house Rahu in its own domain, in its own nakshatra, is considered as very strong, very powerful. And even if you will look at planet Jupiter, so Jupiter's whole journey from your like second house, third house, fourth house is very, very supportive. And again, guys, let's say for example, if from the past couple of months you have been like like um like finding and feeling yourself a bit anxious, being lost, being detached. So that generally happens whenever Ketu transit from the fourth house. And I've seen lot many people, no matter how hard they try, something always keeps them busy and occupied, and they're not able to spend time, quality time with the family, with the loved ones. So now Ketu will also move from your fourth house. So if you have been living like a nomad, being transferred from one place to another place, moving from one location to another location, so the stability will come by the end of this year for sure. And the way I mentioned, guys, with Jupiter's stay in the second house, in the Punarvasu nakshatra, so it's a very good time, especially for the launch and release of any work. Like you are a writer, or you are a motivational speaker, you are an investment banker, you invest your money in lot in the cryptocurrency, bitcoins and all of that, for investments and all, it's going to be very good time for that. When Jupiter will again in June 2026, when it will get exalted in your third house, so that means a lot of the opportunities will come to you through your friends or through people in your network circle. Lot of the opportunities will come. And guys, by the end of the year, many Taurus Lagna native will have this provision, will have this potential, and like those kind of opportunities. People who are like trying to buy their first apartment, build a house, construct a house, lay foundation to something in their line of work, so the end of the year will be very supportive for that as well, because Saturn being in the 11th house, that in itself has to do with the long term assets, long term planning. And with Jupiter being there in the fourth house, dignified in the Leo, will also support you for many people, because the fourth house is connected with the public as well, and Leo is the original sign of the lordship, of the rulership, the ruling class. So for people who are connected with politics and all, and who have been striving, a deserving candidate for any important portfolio, any important department, like you won the election, now you want a good ministry, you want a good department, so many people will stand a chance for that as well once Jupiter will be there in the Leo sign. So guys, yes, this is what the highlight for you is, that the way I mentioned, this year will actually help you for some long term investments, and fulfillment of the many of your long term wish and goals of yours, something which you have been for long pursuing, you have been working hard towards it, so that can be fulfilled this year for sure. A very good year for expansion, for scaling up, progressing, moving towards the fulfillment of your goals and all. So Rahu in the 10th house does not get contented in whatever it has. It just get more voracious, and it gets more ambitious, that what can I do to scale up and to get more. So Rahu in the 10th house supports that. Jupiter, its journey from the second, third and fourth, will again provide you the right money, right connection, right people in your network to support you. for your wish fulfillment and all. So yes guys, this is how it is going to be operating. Saturn in the 11th, Rahu in the 10th, and Jupiter's journey across the second, third, fourth. Our family comes from the second house, our friends comes from the third house, and our like blessing of the mother, something to do with, and all those entities which makes us emotionally grounded, make us feel secure that there are like some higher powers which are blessing us, which is supporting us. I'm in the right path, I'm blessed. All that happens when Jupiter is influencing the fourth house. So yes guys, that's all what I have to say for the Taurus Lagna. And some important months are going to be decided mostly on the basis of observing in which months your ascendant lord is going to be forming some good connection. So we know this thing that on March, in the month of the March, your ascendant lord is going to be exalted in the 11th house, conjunct with your Yogara planet. So the month of March could be very auspicious for you. Same is the way we know this thing that your ascendant lord is going to be conjunct with the planet Jupiter, like in the month of the June. So that can also pave path towards some important opportunities. And your ascendant lord is going to be transiting in the Libra sign. It will have a long transit in the Libra because it will be retrograde as well. So September and October is also going to be very good, especially in the matters of the lawsuit, for improvement of condition at your workplace. Many people who have been in between job, your employment can be confirmed in this phase. So that is how it is going to be working out. Now guys, when we will briefly look at for the Gemini. So guys, for the Gemini, this is actually going to be a very important year, a very good year. So as you can see that Jupiter will again retrograde back to your first house. So the year will begin with Jupiter being in the Punarvasu in your first house. So that means many people will stand a chance for reclaiming their victory. The position, the designation which you deserve, that will come to you. So regarding that, it's a good sign. Like when the 7th lord and the 10th lord is there in the first house, that means matrimonial proposal or business opportunities and all, they will automatically come to you and knock your doors. Jupiter is going to be getting exalted guys in your second house, so on like June 1st. So that means especially if you are in the fields of the finance, you are in a family business, something to do with the religion, spirituality, writing, authorship, publishing, a very golden time, a very good time for all these people. And yes guys, Jupiter will transit to your third house, and at the end of the year Rahu-Ketu axis will also shift. So that means in all those areas where Ketu might have blocked your self expression, Ketu might have put a lock that if you are an actor and the auditions are not coming in, or you're not able to perform or function with the fullest of your capabilities, so that blockage was created by Ketu. And once Ketu will move from your third house, you will see plethora of opportunities, free flow of your self expression. You will not find any restraint. That sometimes what happens is that actors say, some people are in those kind of clause in terms, like in those kind of contracts, that they're not able to perform with the fullest of their potential and all. So all those restraining things will be gone after like almost at the end of the year. But Jupiter will ensure that whatever is rightfully yours shall come to you. So in terms of the financial opportunities, expansion in your matters of the family, finances and all, it's a very supportive time. And also guys, because Saturn is going to be strengthened in the Uttara Bhadrapada in the 10th house. So that means a cycle will mature in the matters of your career. So like this could be a case that I always say that don't expect that Saturn in the 10th house does not give result. See, Saturn in the 10th house many times give people promotion, give people those lucrative opportunities which give them a chance to prove themselves. See, the ultimate eventual reward in terms of the monetary benefits or the fame or the success comes from the 11th house. But at least the 10th house Saturn dignified gives you those opportunities, those platform. You might have to work very hard or like extremely hard. There will be those circumstances and situations where people will not like you. They might see you very authoritative, very dry, very ruthless and all. But again, later on, eventually, once you have proven yourself, you have proven your mettle, these are the same people who will turn your, like who will be in your favor. So that's how the energy of the Saturn in the 10th house works. So guys, in your like Kendra Bhava, in your angular houses, there is a very strong influence of the blessing of the Jupiter in your first house, and many power pack work opportunities which Saturn will create for you. So nothing would be better than that. Like rather, I would say that because of the support of the luck, many opportunities will come to you, and Saturn will make you competent enough to extract and make the best use of them. Like rather than sometimes, because with the Gemini, there's always this doubt. Gemini could be casual, like little bit frivolous, little bit childlike, immature. But Saturn in the 10th house will ensure that if something valuable has come to you, you should you should value it well with your hard work. And yes guys, with Rahu in the ninth house, it's a very good time for learning tech, learning anything which is like very new age, very futuristic. If this year only you're considering, you're thinking about like investing in a new career, like something which is more in demand in the market, so stars will support you. Like you will learn things very quick, and like provision of getting those job offers and getting started in a new career, it's very supportive sign for that. So yes guys, this is how the whole theme is for this year. Some important houses of yours are being touched. Jupiter is seen as a significator of the second house, and when Jupiter comes down to giving wealth or financial opportunities or growth in the family and all, in terms of the childbirth, getting married, now there are like two people whose income is coming in the joint household pool. So that's all can be expected with Jupiter's blessing and grace in the second house and Saturn in the 10th. So yes guys, this is how and this is what I can say as if now for the Gemini Lagna natives. Wait for my another exclusive elaborative discussion explanation for specific to your rising sign. But as if now, be assured this thing that your financial portfolio will improve for sure next year, and many people will stand a chance for the promotion. Obviously it will come with that high sense of responsibility, more work hours, but eventually ultimately it will be worth the all the hard work. And Jupiter blessing will take you to the right places. So Guru Kripa or blessing will play an integral role next year for you. I can assure you guys, by the end of the year, your bank balance will improve very tremendously with leaps and bounds. Now, when we talk about the Cancer, so guys, for the Cancer Lagna for the year 2026, now what is happening, guys, in your case, Jupiter is actually like a pendulum. It's going to be transiting from your, like it will start the year from the 12th house, which is a very good time for spirituality, for self awareness, long distance travel, unexplored opportunities, and tapping into the realm and domain which you do not know it exists. This could be deep inside your mind as well. And after that, when Jupiter will move on June 1st, again back to your first house, guys. So whatever theme it would have started in your life in the months of the October, November 2025, that theme will again recur back again. It will start happening back again. All those auspicious Manglik event. This could be a case that, see, Jupiter is in Atichari motion. So you have to be proactive, whatever you want to extract from the planet Jupiter. If some opportunity comes knocking your doors and you're not very proactive, you are in your own suspicion, you are in your own head, and you are just doing a lot of the, like, lot of the doing a lot of the critic of it, but doing a lot of the analysis of it, you might lose out on the opportunity. So yes, all those opportunities which have started coming up, all those talks which were happening in the months of the October, November 2025, in 2026 after June, you will see those opportunities in full flow coming back to you. And again guys, whatever you will do in this year, the result of that is not going to be very far, because immediate after this Jupiter will move to your second house in the month of the October. So October, November is going to be very prime. And guys, because Ketu has been transiting in your second house, I remember in the end of the 2024 I mentioned this thing for 2025 that for the Cancer Lagna this year, finances might be a constraint for many Cancer Lagna. Now there was a proper reason for me to say that. Why? Because second house Ketu somehow blocks the income, and Saturn from the ninth house gives its third aspect to the 11th house. So I'm sure for the Cancer Lagna in the year 2025, you would have worked very hard, and count your blessing when Ketu will move out of your second house. Again, see, when we talk about planet like Ketu, it is very good. Ketu in the second house, this combination, Ketu and Jupiter in the second house, I've seen in the charts of people who are astrologer, who are healers, and they have that Vak Siddhi. Ketu in the second house is like whatever you will say, it will come out to be true. I always recommend people who have Ketu in the second house that never curse anyone, because you might have done that in a fit of anger, but it will come out to be true for other person. So I mean to say, but for the finance point of view, it's not a very good supportive sign. So all that dryness which you would have experienced in the matters of your finances, at least 2026 will not be like that. I'm saying that purely on the basis of the planetary movements for the year 2026. So yes, guys, that's all what I can say. That for the Cancer Lagna natives, next year is very supportive. Um, Anything to do with the higher learning, and especially with Saturn being in the Uttara Bhadrapada in the ninth house, you will also attract many experienced and very wise guides in your life, very wise, experienced, expert teacher in your life. And especially like next year, like in 2026, if you're planning to enroll for a full-time astrology course, Ayurveda course, any yoga course, you want to become a yoga coach or meditation coach and all, so it's a very good sign. Saturn being in the ninth house and Jupiter briefly, like for the first 4 5 months strengthened in your 12th house. So it's a very good time. Like this could be a case that in the first 4 5 months you will enroll for a course and all, and the stars will support you in such a way that in the latter half of the week, latter half of the year, you can even start your own studio and can start making money as well. So that is how the whole alignment is going to be for the Cancer Lagna. So again, guys, if I were to summarize, it's a very good year, especially all that, like like if you have been devoid of any financial opportunities and all, which was my assessment for the year 2025 for the Cancer Lagna in terms of the financial inflow. So 2026 is not going to be like that. And especially if you're trying to establish yourself in this year, in the realm of or in the field of, like, you want to become a coach, you want to become a counselor, you want to become a guide, something like that. Or like people who become immigration, like they open their immigration coaching, counseling, or those kind of centers and branches and all. So it will be good for that as well. And I mentioned this thing, those who are in a family business, anything to do with the publishing, releasing, launching a book or something, stars will support you. Rahu is going to be there in the eighth house in the Sadbisha. So for those people in whose case, the thing is, if Rahu is also active in the Antardasha, in the Mahadasha, and with this, let's say for example, your moon is also, see, when I say any planet defines you, that generally happens if that planet is there in your ascendant, if your moon is in the nakshatra of that planet. So let's say for example, if Rahu is in your first house, tight close to your ascendant degrees, and your moon nakshatra is Adra, Swati, Sadbisha, so then that means you are a Rahu ruled person, and Rahu Dasha is on, and Rahu is there in the 8th house in the Sadbisha. So some deep transformative experiences will happen. You will get access to those secrets, and again, a lot is dependent on how you're utilizing Rahu. If you're a scientist, if you're an innovator, you work in those top tech companies, you might be making money in millions. And for some people, this might be emotionally unsettling as well. But Rahu in the Sadbisha and the 8th house is pure. So wherever your attention goes, your energy goes, it will take you to the peak of it. And you will have the access to many secrets, because Sadbisha has, if I were to describe Sadbisha in 3 words, I would say secrets, healing, and innovation. So yes, it will happen something like that for you. So yes, guys, that is what my overall like assessment overview of this year for the Cancer Lagna. Wait for my next elaborative exclusive video for your ascendant. As if now, all what I can say is that for anything to do with the uh, um, like any certification, acquisition of some new knowledge, new learning, new skill, you will attract very good teachers, advisors in your life. Flow of the income will be much better this year compared to 2025. And anything to do with the investment and all, so the result of that will come very fast. So whatever you will invest, Jupiter in this atichari motion will give you the return in the same year as well. So your investments will mature this year. That's all what I can say. Now, guys, moving ahead. Now, when we talk about for the Leo Lagna natives, so for the Leo Lagna, this year for you guys is going to be slightly better. Now, why I'm saying this thing? Because Ketu has actually done its part. of creating all those illusion, confusion, severing your ties in your network and all. Now you will see planetary energy to be much stabilized. See why I'm saying this thing. When we talk about the stability of the energy of a planet, it's more than the zodiac sign. You get to know about it from the nakshatra. So we know this thing that Ketu being in the Magha nakshatra, Ketu will enter the Magha nakshatra on March 28th, as per my mean node calculation and all. So Ketu will enter the Magha nakshatra. So that means whatever ups and downs, topsy turvy actions you would have taken in the year 2025, this year will give you stability, and the attainment of position power is going to be strong. Even for the attainment of position and power, this year is still much better for you. So Ketu will get stabilized in your first house, guys. Jupiter's transit is going to be there in your 11th house, but even after that, when Jupiter will move to the 12th house, it is still exalted over there. So this overall journey of the most important planet of yours, which is the planet Jupiter, it is actually creating a good sign. And guys, if you would have watch the first half of this video, so the as per the samvatsar, the chatra shukra pratipada calculation, the mantri and the raja, the king and the minister of this year are the Jupiter and the Mars. So they happen to be your trine lords. So Jupiter, the king happened to be a fifth lord, and the minister happened to be your ninth lord, and they both are going to be somehow governing and calling the shots this year. So that means omens will definitely support you, and the way your life would have been filled with a lot of the whimsical, unpredictable actions. And it's not like that. When Ketu is influencing your first house, it's not like you who are acting like that. It's like you're blocked of all the rationality, discrimination. So life just happens in a very sudden, erratic, eccentric kind of way. So all of that is going to be the end of the story. And yes, for the attainment of position power, this year is very supportive for you. Saturn being in the Uttar Bhadrapada in the 8th house. So guys, this year the thing is that for people in whose case, if you are connected with something which is research, scientific work, innovation, healing, and yeah, covert, secretive, investigative work, so there will be success in that domain as well. Saturn in the Uttar Bhadrapada in the 8th house, even for the sadhak, people who are very much engaged in the research work, in sadhana, in the penance, it's going to be very supportive. Saturn in the Uttar Bhadrapada, and Rahu in the Sadbisha in the 7th house. So you will attract many mystical people in your life, guys, this year 2026. Many mystical people who are going to be mystical, but they're not going to be like misguiding you, deluding you, confusing you. They are going to be expert, slightly secretive, but will actually play a very pivotal role for guiding you in the right direction. Omens will talk to you next year, I can assure you. Omens will talk to you, but again, a lot is dependent on your own depth as well. How spiritually aligned you are, your depth of your spiritual understanding. Because if you are a kind of person who is very insightful, who is like very deep with its understanding of the omens, so omens will talk to you guys. With now Ketu moving to your 12th house, and generally many astrologers say this thing, that even after the movement of the Rahu in Ketu, even 2 months or 3 months before, they start giving result of that house. So that means Ketu will start churning up, activating your 12th house, and Jupiter would have already been there. So yes, omens are going to be very powerful for you next year. Something to do with the travels, prophetic dreams, visions, all of that will happen. Ancestral blessing will come. That's what I'm trying to say. So yes, guys, the highlight of this year for the Leo Lagna native is that with Ketu in the Magha Nakshatra, Jupiter being there in the 11th, and Saturn being in the 8th house, energy is much stabilized for you, and omens will put you in the right direction. And for attainment of position, power, let's say for example, if you are a Leo Lagna, and whether you own a company, whether you are in a top position, whether you are connected with politics, and lately you would have, like in 2025, you have experienced a lot of the rebelliousness, a lot of the revolt against your authority and all. So you'll be able to amend things, able to control things, balance things out in 2026. That's what I'm trying to say. So yes, guys, that is all what I can say for the Leo Lagna natives for the year 2026. Now, when we talk about the Virgo, So for the Virgo Lagna, so guys, in your case, a lot of the good stuff is happening. I have been saying this thing even for the 2025 as well. Jupiter being there in your 11th house and Saturn being in the 7th house, Rahu being in the 6th house. These are some of the best alignment. You open any book of Vedic astrology, you will find majority of the books and the authors and the classics have been praising 6th house Rahu to be strong, 7th house Saturn to be strong, 11th house Jupiter to be strong. Now what was not working in your favor, that the intent of the planet was slightly disturbed, because Rahu in the Pur Bhadrapada is not very good. Like, so the planets was like that, but now Saturn being in the Uttara Bhadrapada in its own domain means you will get many wise and authentic, credible, well-wisher advisor in your life. You will attract many of those people. Many business opportunities will also come to you, and this could be because of you have already proven yourself, and based on your competence, based on your capabilities, many people will trust you. So those kind of opportunities will come to you. And with Rahu, guys, being in the Sadbisha at the beginning of the year, so that also tells about for any competitive situation, it's a very good sign. Anything to do with the medical, pharmacy, healing, yoga, meditation, if you work as a coach, it's a very good time for you. You're connected with the fields of the technology, it's a very good transit, it's a very good time for you, very good year for you. And again, guys, with Jupiter, so Jupiter is going to be making its journey from your like 10th house, 11th house and the 12th house, and in the month of the November and all. So Jupiter and Ketu are going to be very tightly conjunct as well. So that means this conjunction will also churn up many things for you in your favor, in your advantage. So that means like whatever you have been doing as a part of your yoga, meditation, your sadhana, so the enlightening experience of that will be felt in October, November months. And when, guys, Rahu will enter in your fifth house, like the way many people say that before making their final move, the results start coming in couple of months before as well. So that means if you're already connected with the entertainment sector, or like because we say that Ketu in the 11th house, makes people eligible for those lifetime achievement awards, like, and people get picked up. Omens play a very significant role for giving you gains, for giving you position. So yes, guys, this is how it is going to be for the Virgo Lagna natives. All what I can say is that planets are perfectly aligned. Their energy was slightly misled, misguided. So this is how it happens. Like for example, you have started a business and investors are interested in you, and at the last minute something is going wrong. There might be some rumor, there might be some missing loop. So that is what happens, that planet are in the right house, they're in the right zodiac sign, but the nakshatra alignment was missing. And with now Rahu being in the Sadbisha, Saturn being in the Uttar Bhadrapada, Jupiter being in the Pushya, it will be perfectly aligned. So whatever development which would have happened in the year 2025, but it was lacking something at the 11th hour, something was missing, that missing loop will be completed in the year 2026. So guys, if I were to summarize, for any workplace situation, any competitive situation, this year is very good for you. And especially when we talk about the alliances, so some very right set of partnership and alliances will happen for the Virgo Lagna native in this year, like where we say that you might get into alliance and get into merger with people who have got a strong niche and they are very respected in the sector. So these kind of people you will collaborate with. And even the general walk-in and the people who will enter in your life, some of the very old, very wise, very mature people will guide you, will advise you. And yes, Jupiter is like like giving blessing, guys, in for your gains, for your career, for your reputation. And even let's say for example, if you're trying to establish yourself in a new domain, in a new avenue, so Jupiter will also bring the light over there as well. So yes, this is all what I have to say for the Virgo Lagna. A brief overview, guys. Wait for my exclusive elaborative video for your rising sign for the 2026 yearly planning. It will come soon, within this month only. Now, when we talk about the Libra Lagna, so for the Libra Lagna native, guys, if you would have heard the previous section being discussed in this video, the way I've been stressing this thing, that when a planet is in a house, when a planet is in a zodiac sign, till the time it is not perfectly aligned in a nakshatra as well, some sort of loop still stays missing. And in your case, for the Libra Lagna natives, the pressure has been mounting. Pressure has been mounting more in your domestic life, in your emotions, in your mental thought process, and the work life has been a stress point for this year. But now, guys, the thing is, the way planets are going to be behaving this year, and with their nakshatra alignment, Saturn being in the Uttar Bhadrapada, that means for any execution of your work or even for resolving any conflict, any dispute, right set of people will advise you. And here, it's not like people who have just got good intent. When we talk about Saturn being in the Uttar Bhadrapada, it has got more to do with the maturity, wisdom as well. So, for any conflict resolving situation, for any important decision in your workplace situation, like if you have been trusted for a responsible position, responsible role, so you'll be able to handle things in a very mature with a proper futuristic vision as well. Rahu, guys, being in the Satbhisha in the fifth house, if you are studying medicine, if you are studying like human body, yoga, meditation, health, pharmaceutical thing, tech things, it's going to be a very important year for you. So if you are a student and pursuing something, studying something connected with the technology or the medicine, there couldn't be a better year. This year is best for you. And let's say, for example, if you have completed your studies, you have to write any exam or go through the campus placement and all. So stars will support you over there as well. And guys, Jupiter is eternally, amazingly good for you for this year, because this whole axis of Jupiter, like when it will move from the ninth, like on June 1st, it will get again exalted in your 10th house. And when Jupiter is going to be planning to enter in your 11th house, like on the month of the October, so Ketu would have already been coming back. So that means with this combination of the Jupiter Ketu impacting your 10th house and the 11th house, luck will definitely play a very significant role, where you will be picked up for some important role, important designation, important opportunities. So yes, guys, this is, see, these, see, Ketu in the 12th house, Ketu in the 8th house act in a mysterious way when we talk about, like, like connecting you with your deeper potential, ancestral blessing, karmic blessing. But when Ketu is in the 11th house and 10th house, especially Ketu in the Magha Nakshatra in the 11th house, it's a typical alignment for being handpicked for important position, important opportunities. So, and these opportunities could come because of your network circle, because of your friends, or like the projects and the people you have worked before. So suddenly out of nowhere you are being approached for those opportunities. So guys, all what I can say, for the Libra Lagna natives, the highlight of this year has to be only your career and advancement. How, what you can do to better your prospects, to have like for scaling up, and like slightly being even greedy for your more, for the more gains and the more, like, profits. That has to be your mindset for this year for the Libra Lagna natives. And guys, just learn how to channelize the fifth house Rahu, because those people in whose case their natal moon is afflicted, like you have any panchang dosha in your natal moon, like in terms of the, like the moon does not have a pakshbal, you're born around the chaturdashi tithi, your moon is conjunct with Rahu, you're running a time of, like, which is already making you stressful in terms of emotional mental stress and all. So then this can exacerbate and make things worse, because Rahu in the Sadbisha in the fifth house, Rahu is good for those people who know how to utilize the surge of energy. But those who get struck to a loop of negativity, pessimism, extracting all the negative things from the past repressed memory and stressing themselves, then you're not utilizing Rahu in a right way, in an efficient way. So all what you have to do next year is focus on your career, focus on the success, growth, position, attainment of position, because omens and stars will support you. And be very mindful, guys, sometimes paying attention to the omens and the all those things which are happening around you, all those things which are happening around you, they might be giving you some signal, they might be giving you some, like, drawing some pattern, and you have to connect the dots, because yeah, omens will actually play a very significant role for your success in the year 2026. And yes, Rahu in the fifth house, mind might be confused little bit, especially if your moon is afflicted and Rahu is active in the dasha. But for the students and all, especially connected with the domain of the Rahu, it will give good result for sure. And Saturn in the sixth house for the for resolving any conflict, any situation, you will be well guided by the, like, wise people. Like, let's say for example, like, we do not want to get involved and see a lawyer, see a doctor, but God forbid, even if that will happen, you will get and you will find a right doctor, a right lawyer who will give you the right advice. Now guys, when we talk about the Scorpions briefly, because I will come up with the elaborative exclusive discussion for your Lagna soon. But briefly, if I were to touch guys for the Scorpions, so guys, if you will see over here that your ascendant lord, some of the months, like even the beginning of the month only, your like ascendant lord is going to be like exalted in the third house on January 15th. After that, it will go through some important conjunction. It will get conjunct with like Rahu on Feb 22nd. It will get conjunct with planet Saturn on April 2nd. So that means a lot of the action is going to be happening in your life in the first 4 5 months of the year only. Now guys, talking about how planets are behaving. So Saturn is going to be majorly transiting in the Uttar Bhadrapada nakshatra in your fifth house. So that means if you are in any advisory role where you counsel people, you advise people, you direct things behind the scene, or you play a very pivotal role in the management and designing and the planning part, stars are going to be supporting you. Rahu is going to be there in the Sadbisha nakshatra guys. So that means, see, if you are like if you are connected with the fields of the politics, any planning part and all, is going to be supportive. But emotional, mental restlessness, confusion is still going to be there. But again, because this is just going to be the last year, on December, Rahu will finally move to your third house, so it will be a sigh of relief. But yes, the domestic life will still demand your attention, and many people will have that feeling of insecurity and all, anxiety and all. That is what you have to deal with. Now guys, Jupiter, your important planet, will play a very significant role. Jupiter is going to be getting exalted on June 2nd in your ninth house. That means because of the support of the luck, many things will move in a positive direction. Whatever things Ketu would have created in your 10th house, now you will start seeing the result of that, because in the months of the October and November, Jupiter and Ketu will also get conjunct. Like, they will be very tightly conjunct and in a domain which will give you answer to all those confusion, uncertainty which you were feeling in your career lately. You will get an answer for that. And again, guys, I always say this thing, that Ketu is going to be in the Magha nakshatra. Ketu Magha combination is the typical combination of the attainment of the power, attainment of the designation position, and especially where luck plays a very significant role. And for certain people, it comes because of the birthright, ancestry. Your father was a doctor, or like your father was a politician, so you were picked up. Your father was a director, actor, so you got that chance, you got that break. So you can call it anything. This could be that the universe or the omens favor you, or this could be a case that you have a birthright. But yes, for the attainment of position and the power, Ketu in the Magha in the 10th house, before leaving your 10th house, it has to fulfill that promise. So for the promotion, attainment of power and all, it's going to be a very supportive week. Saturn in the fifth house being in the Uttar Bhadrapada, I already mentioned, people who are in any advisory or the planning role, it's a very good time. Rahu in the 11th fourth house in the Sadbisha, it's a good for, like, especially people who work in the covert and the secretive operations, secretive field. And guys, we cannot even undermine your nakshatra, like your ascendant in itself. Like Scorpio in itself represents the deep secrets, mysteries and all. And in the fourth house, Rahu being in the Sadbisha. So if you're already working as a spy in a foreign country, you're working in any classified covert operation, stars are gonna support you over there as well. And in any case, like Deva mentioned, some power, ascension to power and all. So regarding that as well, the theme of the next year is very supportive for you. So guys, as if now, it is just a brief overview video. So if I were to summarize, in the fourth house, something to do with the secrets, mysteries, innovation, classified covert activities, work, political aspiration, espionage point of view, it's a very supportive transit, a very supportive year. Saturn in the fifth house, that goes without any saying. especially if you are a PhD student, you are a research student, or you are in any advisory role, it's going to be a very supportive year. And with Jupiter's transit and Ketu being there in the Magha, it will support you for the attainment of position. Luck will actually put you in the right places. Now, guys, when we talk about the Sagittarius Lagna, so what we can find out or can see for the Sagittarius Lagna. So, guys, for the Sagittarius Lagna, if you will pay attention over here, like in your case, your ascendant lord is in a atichari motion. It is going to be making its move from the 7th house, 8th house, and the 9th house. And now, finally, guys, all the mysteries and the transformation which you are naturally drawn towards. Ketu's entry in the 8th house will churn up those things. And briefly, in the months of the October, November, Jupiter and Ketu are going to be very tightly conjunct. So, and Rahu is there in your, Rahu is going to be coming to your second house. Many scholars say that before its final move, Rahu and Ketu axis start giving its results 2 months prior to that. So that means, yes, in the matters of your finances, ancestral wealth, there are going to be some major churn out. There's going to be some major turnaround, and for many people it's going to be massive money making opportunities this year for sure. There's a high possibility of that. So guys, slowly gradually, if I were to summarize, Saturn's placement in the fourth house, and being in the Uttar Bhadrapada nakshatra, so that means Saturn is in its purest essence operating in your fourth house. So that means for laying foundation to something, this could be a business, this could be buying your or building your house, buying an apartment. The year is very supportive for some, like, those long term big investments point of view. It is very good. Rahu is going to be there in the Satbhisha nakshatra in the third house. So that means if you are a creator, you are an influencer, you are a journalist who primarily works in the domain of the technology, in the food, or like innovation, medicine, healing, good health, it's going to be very supportive for that. Like we generally say that Rahu being in the Sadbisha in the third house is a typical ingredient for the social media success. Many creators, many influencers are seen with this kind of combination. And Jupiter, guys, most importantly, your ascendant lord in its atichari motion will activate, churn out many things. Even the exalted state of the planet Jupiter over here and Ketu's entry will churn out many things. So it's a very good year for the Sagittarius Lagna. Those people who are planning to like do a yoga course and to start their studio, or do an astrology course, start something, or you're finishing off your PhD, or you're finishing off any of your written book. You have been working for many months for a book and now you're planning to release that book this year. So it's a very good time. Like because we know this thing that ninth house Jupiter is a typical combination for publisher. I've seen the charts of many people who have published many books on their name, ninth house Jupiter or strong ninth house. So yes, it's a very good year for that. Whether you are like planning to learn something, or even like for people who are operating and working in the fields of the law, working in the fields of the law, in banking, in like publishing. So it's a very good year, guys, for that. Rahu Ketu axis in any case is very supportive for you, and over and above that, Jupiter will also enter this house. So guys, if I were to summarize for this year, when we talk about the marriage and all, so again, see, I will not include those areas right now in this video because I'm not taking into consideration Mercury, your seventh lord or the 10th lord, but just talking on the basis of the journey of the slow moving planets, and especially Rahu, Ketu, Saturn, which are the planets of the destiny, and Jupiter is the blessing. So in your case, the blessing is impacting your house of other people and your relationship with other people. Deep, major transformation in the life and higher learning, attainment of position because of the support of the luck. And guys, Ketu is going to be in the Magha nakshatra as well. So many ancestral blessing will be experienced. Like I will not be surprised if you're a Sagittarius Lagna living in a foreign land. Suddenly there is some Ayujan, Anushtan, ritual happening in your Kul Devata temple, in your family Kul Guru, Kul Devata temple. And over there you have to visit. You have to go back to your roots to pay your homage to that temple, to that like that place where your whole ancestors and the forefathers have strong deep faith. So that kind of things can happen. So luck house getting churned out is actually going to be bringing out many positive things for you. And yes, if you're connected with the research, you're planning to publish a book, something, it's a very supportive time for investments in your long term security and all. So laying foundation to a business, hiring people, registering a company, renting a space, starting a business, a very good year for all of that. Now, guys, when we talk about the Capricorn Lagna natives, so guys, for the Capricorn Lagna, if you will pay attention, in your case, your ascendant lord, which becomes the planet Saturn, so Saturn is going to be transiting in the Uttar Bhadrapada nakshatra. So again, guys, with Saturn's this strengthened state, so I can assure you that the opportunities which will come to you will have a long term, security, and like something where you can invest on, like the way we say that some of the actors, artists I have seen, in their name they might have worked in many projects and all, but their just one project went so viral that it actually helped them survive and sustain in the industry for the whole of their career. So those kind of big heavyweight opportunity generally comes in these kind of alignments. And again, guys, Rahu's transit, the Rahu-Ketu transit at the end of this year is going to happen in your first house and the seventh house. We generally say that this is the a new chapter, a new beginning in the life. Whenever the Rahu-Ketu axis happens, either over the moon or over specifically over the ascendant. So that means it's a new chapter in the life, a new phase in the life which begins. We complete one phase and we begin another phase in the life. So Saturn's placement in the Uttar Bhadrapada will also make you very deep, very wise in whatever you will put out. Like nothing could be better than that. If you're already a content creator, you are a journalist, you are a researcher, you are an author, so you will enlighten your audience, your community with some deep wisdom in your work, in your speech. I can say this thing. Rahu's transit in the Sadbisha, guys, in the second house. So if your income is connected with, this could be marijuana, this could be casino, this could be alcohol, this could be technology, this could be medicine, this could be anything to do with the foreign. And we can see, I have also seen lot many of the like content creator who work on the, the gossips of the celebrity life and all. So that is also typical, because for the Capricorn Lagna, Venus becomes the Yokarak. So I have seen many people who are very secure and stable in the entertainment business, people who are in the top of the game, they are also like somehow connected with the Capricorn only. So yes, with Rahu being in the second house in the Sadbisha, it will give you many opportunities and the income, money making opportunities if you're working in the domain of the Rahu. And when we talk about the Jupiter, guys, so yes, Jupiter in the Punarvasu, Jupiter in the in the Pushya, in the Shlesha, that is also very good sign. And Ketu will move to your seventh house. So again, guys, with this energy, especially in the October and November, Jupiter Ketu dual impact in your seventh house. So that will also bring many people, with whom you have a soul level connection and all. Those kind of relationship will get established this year. There's a high energy, high possibility of that. And for the commercial opportunities, people who are trying to establish themselves in a specific industry, specific field, stars are very, very supportive for feeling yourself secure and established in a specific sector. So for that point of view, it seems to be very supportive. And yes, guys, you can see that Rahu Ketu axis is a defining thing for you for this year. Like this is uh, culminating or conclusion of one phase of the life and the beginning of a new chapter in the life. So if I were to summarize, guys, Saturn being in its purest essence in the Uttar Bhadrapada, so self-expression, opportunities which will come to you, especially the opportunities which will come to you will be very heavyweight. So sometimes, guys, even a small thing can turn out into something very big. So whatever comes to you in terms of the opportunity, the projects and the endeavors you will be participating, you will be working, take that very seriously, give your best on that. If your money, your income is connected with the domain of the Rahu, you are in a tech sector or fashion, films, medicine, healing, Rahu in the Sadbisha is a very pure churning in your second house, very supportive. And Jupiter, guys, Jupiter's whole journey is, see, this sixth, seventh, eighth. If I were to divide the whole chart, like the 12 houses, into four parts. So this part has more to do with your head, this part has more to do with your, your family, your responsibilities, your skill. This has to do with 6 7 like means 11th house, 10th house, 9th house has got more to do with the learning, career and the gains. This is these like 6th house, 7th house, 8th house has got more to do with dealing with other people. So the wisdom and the blessing will come through other people. So just try to be a good team player. That's all what I'm trying to say for the Capricorn Lagna. This year, the more you will be a team player, you can adjust, the more you will open your door of opportunities. And the more you're going to be stubborn, adamant, you want to do things your way, more you will be blocking opportunities for you. So that's all what I can say, guys. And yes, for marriage, relationship, improvement in the job, and sudden financial opportunities, it's very good. The whole journey of the Jupiter is very supportive for that. So people who are like planning to get married, the stars are gonna support you. People who are in a transition in their life from one phase to another phase, it's a very supportive time. And yeah, if you are like you're planning to initiate something, launch something, lay foundation to something, especially where like you are the face, because we say that third house is the house of the self initiated efforts. So you're trying to go solo, so you have been in a company for long, now you want to like whatever expertise skill set you have, now you want to start something in building your own brand. So that's what I'm trying to say, it's very supportive for that. Now, guys, when we talk about the Aquarius Lagna, so guys, for the Aquarius Lagna, so this year has been a little bit hard on you guys, and I'm sure that this year you will get the clarity and the answers of that, because I always say planets just being in the house in the zodiac sign is not enough till the time their tuning, the fine tuning is not till the nakshatra level. And the beauty of this year is that the slow moving planets, the planet of the destiny, they are going to be perfectly aligned based on their till their nakshatra alignment. Rahu being in the Sadbisha is very strong. Ketu being in the Magha is very strong. Saturn being in its own nakshatra, Uttar Bhadrapada, nothing could be better than that. And Jupiter, like transiting from the Punarvasu, Pushya, like Ashlesha, is also supportive. And again, guys, in your case, Rahu and Ketu axis is right now in your first house and the seventh house. See, people only talk about that Rahu in the first house or Rahu over the moon can actually make you like restless or make you filled with suspicion, overthinking, and unnecessary interruption. But again, see, the thing is, Rahu Ketu axis in the first house, seventh house is also the time of the fame as well. This is also the time when some new chapter begins in the life, a new phase begins in the life. That generally happens. If you were to ask me that which all are the combination and the alignments of major transformation, u-turn in the life, major change in the life, so I would say that some people would say Sade Sati, some people would say the age of the 36, 42 when Dasha change. I would say one of the feature could be when Rahu, Ketu are transiting and affecting your first house and the seventh house, your ascendant and the seventh house. So that means major transformation is on the way. And again, guys, if you are a face, first house is your face. If you are a person who is in the fields of the medicine, who is in the fields of the healing, who is in the fields of the like this could be tech, artificial intelligence, so it's going to be very supportive time for that. And many people like many film directors, producers, actors have said this thing that they won their maximum awards, they got their maximum fame when Rahu was transiting over their first house. So yes, this can also happen this year. Guys, your ascendant Lord Saturn is in the Uttar Bhadrapada Nakshatra in the second house. So we say this thing that this is also the time of some like karmic cleansing, some maturity in the second house domain as well, how to manage your finances well. And for many people, if you're in a family business, this could also happen that something happens and the responsibility of the family business all came to your shoulder. So but again, the way stars are like aligned right now, the way they are like transiting, I'm not seeing you incompetent enough for not being able to handle responsibilities well. I'm seeing you in complete control and command of the things. So yes, guys, ascendant Lord with its full force and glory is operating in its purest essence in your second house. So pay respect to your tradition, your culture, and what your family has to say. So this is not a very good year to rebel from the family thing, because Rahu in the first house will drive you towards that. But you have to pay attention what ascendant Lord is demanding. Rahu is all illusion, Rahu is all smoke. But the grounded reality is the Saturn. And we say this thing that Uttar Bhadrapada is the old, wise, mature people of the zodiac. So that means in your family, the family elders and all, always pay attention to what they have to say, what they have to advise. Jupiter, guys, is going to be transiting from your like fifth house, sixth house, getting exalted over there. So again, the only thing which comes to my mind is that if you are in any of the conflict resolving role, if you are in any of the medicine, nursing role, it's going to be a very important year for you. Again, guys, because like very soon Ketu will enter in your Ketu will enter in your sixth house, and in the months of the October November, Jupiter and Ketu conjunction will happen. So that means a lot of the things which have been a major pressing issue for your life right now, because the obstacles generally comes from the sixth house. So Jupiter will work in that domain for you. So we can say that the right set of advisor will come, and the blessing will play a very significant role. This could be even in order to get rid of any health related problems. This could be to pay back your debts. This could be even for the ascension, attainment of the power, leadership role, your dream job, that big break which you need. You want to pass that important competitive exam. Like I'm sure, like a lot of them, like my subscribers who are from India, young people, uh, preparing for any government job exam. So Jupiter being in such a state is a supportive sign for that. So yes guys, and for people like by the end of the year, in the months of the last 3-4 months are also going to be very supportive for the marriage related concerns as well. People who are like planning to get married and all, any business opportunities, so all of that will also happen. So guys, if I were to summarize, year 2026 for the Aquarius Lagna is very stabilized in terms of the energy, because this year 2025 has made Aquarius Lagna slightly on the edge or confused. Rahu was in the Aquarius, but Rahu was misaligned, and Purva Bhadrapada Rahu is very dark. Saturn in the Purva Bhadrapada is dark. It's not a supportive energy. So that means now Rahu is in the Sadbisha, Saturn is in the Uttar Bhadrapada. So in your first house, if you have a depth of anything, like you have a depth of the knowledge of, let's say, astrology, you have a depth of the expertise level knowledge of medicine, of Ayurveda, of healing things, you have that healing touch to you, and you are working as a yoga teacher, trainer, kundalini expert, so suddenly people will know you for your real talent. Again guys, Rahu in the Sadbisha, Rahu can create illusion and can inflate, or um, like enlarge things, enlarge the illusion. But once people come close to you, then they understand that okay, everything is just a misunderstanding. The person does not have a depth of the things. But right now, what will happen when Rahu is going to be in the Sadbisha in the first house? The real talent which you have, you will be known for that. You'll be recognized for that. And Saturn guys being in the like Uttar Bhadrapada, so in the second house, right set of people will advise you how to manage your money well, and some good lucrative lifetime opportunities in the matters of the finance will also come. And just all what you have to do is that pay attention to your family and don't rebel from the family. That will become very important. Your ascendant lord being in the Uttar Bhadrapada, and reach out to them for any advice, any guidance, any blessing. It will put you in the right path. And yes guys, Jupiter, beyond any doubt, many things are improving in your life this year for sure. Many things will improve, many obstacles will be removed, and Rahu Ketu axis in the first house and the seventh house, before they will leave, they will open a new chapter in the life for sure, a new beginning. This could be from single to being married now. This could be from job to business, or completing your studies, cracking an important competitive exam, and having a purpose and new responsibility in the life. All that can happen. And lastly, guys, when we talk about the Pisces, so for the Pisces, and again guys, this is just an overview. The elaborative exclusive video for all the rising signs will come. This is just an overview of how planets are behaving next year for you. So guys, if you will see that your ascendant lord is in a rush, in a atichari motion, planet Jupiter, but the good thing about this year is that all that energy which was slightly misaligned, this year it is going to be perfectly aligned. Saturn in its own nakshatra in the Uttar Bhadrapada in the first house. If you're already working as a, like the way I mentioned, many of those people I have seen, like people who get that lifetime achievement award in any specific field, you will definitely see some sort of combination of the Saturn or the Uttar Bhadrapada nakshatra. If I were to say the wisest in the whole zodiac, like the way people say, the most beautiful is Rohini, the most mystical or secretive is Sadbisha. So if I were to say the most mature and the wisest is the Uttar Bhadrapada, and Saturn is there in the Uttar Bhadrapada, which is its own domain. This is the kind of a talent and the success and the respect which you have earned. This is the respect which you have earned. It's not like you are demanding for it like a Jeshtha. Just I'm the eldest and I want it. No, it's Uttar Bhadrapada. You have proven yourself. You are the right candidate for it. So yes, guys, people like the way I mentioned, So people who are like the veterans, people who are in the like one of the shining example of any specific field, so those people will have a strong chance for the attainment of the position and the power this year for sure. And so for the attainment of the position and the power, especially if you are in an advisory role, you are in a guiding role, it's a very good time, it's a very good transit, it's a very good year 2026 for those people. Your ascendant lord, guys, Jupiter. So Jupiter, briefly from October 19th of 2025 till December 3rd, it was exalted in your fifth house, but now finally this year Jupiter will on June 2nd, first it will again come back to your fifth house, and from June till October it is going to be very strengthened. And the edge will happen in a way that Ketu will also, in the months of the October November, is going to be tightly conjunct with this Jupiter as well. So many things will churn out of your fifth house and the sixth house axis. So because of the support of the blessing, divine blessing, many people will win over any lawsuit, many people will get rid of their debts, many people will pass any important competitive exam. For childbirth, it's a very supportive year, guys, for you. For childbirth, starting your own consulting, starting your own firm, your own business, major transformation in your career, it's a very good year. People who are exploring any opportunities in a foreign land, it's a very supportive time. Like any, you're connected with the tech or medicine, pharmacy, hospitals, medical industry, or you work on very deep classified information, covert activities, it's very supportive for that as well. And guys, see, the only concern with this kind of placement is that, the only concern, if your running dashas are not good, I have to like make a proper disclaimer. So if your running dashas are not very good, and your chart is very scam prone, so like generally, see, the thing is, now Rahu is in the, it's not one thumb rule for all the signs and all, because obviously we are talking about Rahu being dignified in the 12th house. But in certain cases, if you're running a dasha which is making you like prone to scam or cheating, so 12th house Rahu can actually create a vulnerability over there as well, some scams and all. And Ketu in the 6th house, I always say that this is the worst time to leave a job, because then the sabbatical, or it gives, Ketu keeps you out of the job for a long time. So if you have been a victim in this situation, there will be in 2026, it is not going to be that much, like the trap is not going to be that much, or the vulnerability is not going to be that hard, that harsh for you, that you are being scammed or you being manipulated or you have been out of the job. It will not happen, because Rahu is in the 12th but in its best nakshatra placement, and Ketu is in the 6th in the Magha. This is how your year will start. So that also tells about that, for like on March 28th, when Ketu will enter the Magha nakshatra, it is going to be also creating a yoga of some some throne, some power, some promotion, which can also happen at your workplace as well. So yes, guys, that is what the basic overview is. I will just make another video as well. It is going to be elaborative and exclusive for all the rising sign. This was just a beautiful Sunday morning, and I just wanted to talk about it, that this is the direction in which I'm thinking, and based on your comments and your inputs, I will see that when I will start working exclusive, which all elements to add, which all elements to remove. Shall I go month by month? Shall I just cover it in a overview, in a just a yearly superficial understanding and guidance? So I'll just wait for everyone's participation and what you have to write in the comments, what you have to suggest. So once again, guys, thanks a lot for watching this video, and yeah, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my Instagram account, and I look forward to your suggestions. Thank you.